There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. It's how most great fortunes began. But here's the danger. If you let your job define your limits, it will. Too many people clock in every morning and clock out of their dreams every night. They build someone else's vision and forget their own. Wealthy people see their job differently, as training ground, not a trap. They use the paycheck to fund the dream, not to forget it. The moment you stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner, the whole game changes. Remember, you were never meant to live in your job. You were meant to build beyond it. Most people think they're paid for their time, but that's not true. You're paid for the value you bring to that time. One man earns $10 an hour, another earns $10,000, and both have the same 60 minutes. So, what's the difference? It's the value they've become. The marketplace doesn't pay for effort. It pays for results, for skill, for thinking. If you want to earn more, don't wish for more time. Develop more value. Because you can't buy wealth with hours, you buy it with growth. The secret isn't in working harder, it's in working smarter on yourself. Once you upgrade you, the world pays attention and pays more. Let me tell you something I learned a long time ago. The secret isn't in how hard you work, it's in how smart you let your money work for you. You see, most people spend their entire lives trading hours for dollars. They clock in, they clock out, and they repeat the cycle for 40 years. And by the time they realize it, they've given the best years of their life to a system that was never designed to make them wealthy. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with working hard. Hard work builds character. But if hard work alone made people rich, every construction worker, every nurse, every teacher would be a millionaire. The truth is, wealth begins when you learn to separate your labor from your income. When I was a young man, I worked as a stock clerk making pennies compared to the effort I gave. One day my mentor said to me, "Don't just work for money, make money work for you." At first I didn't understand it. How could a few dollars from my paycheck possibly work for me? But then he explained, every dollar you earn has a job. It can either work to buy you another expense, or it can go to work to earn you another dollar. And that second dollar can bring a third, and soon you've built an army of dollars that march day and night while you rest. That's the difference between the rich and the rest. The wealthy don't save to spend, they save to invest. The poor say, "I'll start investing when I have enough." The rich say, "I'll start now, and that's how I'll have enough." You have to understand, money has energy, and it flows to those who respect it. Most people earn a paycheck and let it slip away on comfort. A new phone, a night out, an upgrade they didn't need. But every time you spend a dollar, ask yourself, did this dollar go to work for me, or did it retire early on something temporary? The goal isn't to hoard money, but to give it an assignment. You want to buy things that appreciate, not things that depreciate. Stocks, real estate, businesses, index funds. These are the vehicles that let your dollars multiply while you sleep. Now, it's not about timing the market or gambling with your savings. It's about consistency. Take 15 to 20% of your income and make it non-negotiable. Treat it like a bill, but this bill pays you back. You can start small, even with a few dollars, but the habit matters more than the amount. The magic happens when you reinvest your returns. That's when compounding, the eighth wonder of the world, begins to serve you. Imagine you plant a tree. At first, it's small, and the fruit is few. But every season, it grows, And soon the branches start dropping fruit faster than you can count. That's compounding. Your money growing faster than your labor. When you reach that point, something shifts. You stop chasing paychecks because your money has learned how to chase opportunities for you. That's real freedom. When you can wake up in the morning and know that your assets are working even while you're having breakfast. And that freedom doesn't come from luck or inheritance or chance. It comes from a decision. The decision to stop being a worker for money and start being the master of it. So my challenge to you is this. The next time you get paid, before you pay anyone else, pay yourself first. Because if you don't, you'll spend your life working for someone who did. There's a strange thing that happens to people when they start making more money. The moment that paycheck grows, so does the size of the house, the car, the dinner bill, and the wardrobe. It's almost like the world whispers in your ear. You deserve more, spend more. But here's the truth. Wealth isn't built by how much you make. It's built by how much you keep and multiply. Most people are busy looking rich, while the truly wealthy are quietly getting rich. And that's one of life's greatest paradoxes. Those who look wealthy often aren't, and those who are truly wealthy rarely feel the need to prove it. When I was young, I fell into that same trap. I remember the first time I started making decent money, I thought, now's my time to live a little. I bought nicer clothes, dined in better restaurants, and started upgrading everything. But here's what I discovered. I wasn't living better. I was just spending faster. My mentor pulled me aside one day and said, if you keep acting like you have to prove your success, you'll spend your way right out of it. That hit me like a hammer, because wealth isn't loud. It's quiet, patient, and disciplined. You see, the wealthy don't chase appearances. They chase freedom. They understand that every unnecessary expense is a brick in the wall between them and financial independence. The poor and middle class think in terms of income. The wealthy think in terms of margins. It's not how much comes in that matters. It's how much stays behind to grow. And here's something interesting. If you can learn to live below your means, when you earn little, you'll have no trouble investing above them when you earn more. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. I tell people all the time, you can't pour water into a leaking bucket and expect it to fill up. So before you try to earn more, plug your leaks. Track every expense for 90 days. You'll be amazed how much money disappears into habits you never noticed. Cancel subscriptions that no longer serve you. Cut down on conveniences that rob you of capital. And most importantly, stop trading your future for instant gratification. Every time you say no to an unnecessary expense, you're saying yes to your financial freedom. Now, let me give you a simple system. Every time you get paid, before you even see the money, automate transfers from your checking account to your investment account. Don't trust your willpower. Build systems that protect you from yourself. When you automate wealth building, you remove emotion from the process. Because the truth is, wealth isn't about how much discipline you have once in a while. It's about how many smart habits you can run without thinking. I know people earning six figures who are broke, and people earning modest salaries who are millionaires. The difference isn't income, it's behavior. The wealthy don't spend to impress. They invest to express their vision. They buy equity instead of ego. They choose compounding over consumption. And eventually, those choices turn into freedom. The kind of freedom where your money starts serving your dreams instead of your debt. So here's the real challenge. Don't upgrade your lifestyle. Upgrade your discipline. Because if you can learn to live below your means today, you'll one day wake up to a life that's far above them, not because you pretended to be rich, but because you quietly became it. When I first started working my 9-to-5, I thought the paycheck was the prize. I would get paid, cover my bills, and feel accomplished. But over time, I realized something important. A job is never the finish line. It's a tool, a foundation on which to build a life, not a sentence to a routine that keeps you dependent and limited. Most people trade years of their life for a single paycheck, and when that paycheck disappears, so does their sense of security. Wealth, on the other hand, is built when you use your job as seed capital to grow something bigger than yourself. Think of it like planting a tree. Your job is the fertile soil. Every paycheck is a seed. If you plant it wisely, nurture it, and give it time to grow, it will produce shade, fruit, and even more seeds for the future. But if you spend every dollar as soon as it arrives, your tree never grows, and your future remains barren. I learned this lesson the hard way. In my early career, I worked long hours, but I also started putting aside a portion of my salary for investments. I didn't see immediate returns, but over time, those small contributions began to compound, creating opportunities I never thought possible. The strategy is simple, but requires discipline. First, allocate a percentage of every paycheck specifically for investments or business ventures. Treat this allocation like a non-negotiable bill. The future you owes it to you. Second, develop at least one skill outside of your primary job that can earn income independently. This might be sales, investing, writing, or consulting, something that leverages your time and expertise to create additional revenue. Third, any income generated from these side efforts should never be spent impulsively. Reinvested into scalable assets, stocks, real estate, or even a small business that can eventually run without your constant presence. I've seen people working the same 9 to 5 for decades, living paycheck to paycheck, believing that loyalty to a company equals wealth. But loyalty without leverage doesn't build freedom, it builds fatigue. Conversely, those who use their jobs as a springboard, channeling earnings into productive ventures, develop multiple streams of income that insulate them from economic uncertainty. Even small efforts compound over time. A $100 investment today can grow into thousands tomorrow if nurtured correctly. Remember, your job is the fuel, not the engine. Treat it as capital to invest in yourself and your future, rather than a lifetime tether to someone else's dreams. By shifting your mindset from employee to investor, you begin transforming labor into legacy. The work you do today should plant seeds that will feed your financial independence for years to come. Start small, start consistent, and let your paycheck become the first step toward freedom. Time is the one resource that waits for no one. Money can be earned back. Investments can recover. But every hour lost is gone forever. I learned early in my career that treating time casually was one of the biggest mistakes a 9 to 5 employee can make. We often think that the workday is all that matters, that our salary compensates us for our time, and yet the real opportunity exists in the hours we control ourselves, the evenings, weekends, and the moments in between. This is the second shift, the shift for freedom, and it's where millionaires are quietly made. Consider the evenings after work. Most people collapse on the couch, scrolling endlessly through distractions, believing they've earned a break. But what they fail to see is that these hours, multiplied over months and years, determine the trajectory of their financial life. When I began taking my evenings seriously, dedicating them to learning and skill building, my perspective changed. Just 1 hour per day focused on financial education, investing principles, or personal development began to compound into significant knowledge and actionable insight. Over time, I wasn't just working to earn a paycheck. I was actively shaping the systems that would create wealth beyond my salary. The strategy is clear. Treat your time like an asset, not a liability. Begin with small, consistent steps. Dedicate at least 1 hour daily to learning wealth principles. Read books on investing. Study the habits of successful people, or attend workshops and webinars. Replace mindless screen time with skill time, where every minute contributes to your growth. These are investments that pay dividends far beyond what a 9-to-5 can provide alone. Additionally, schedule creation hours weekly. Use them to brainstorm side projects, develop a business plan, or work on ventures that can generate passive income. This isn't just productivity. It's planting seeds of financial independence that grow quietly while the world sleeps. I remember in my early days, I would set aside Sunday mornings to map out small investments and side hustles. My friends thought I was overworking, but years later, that discipline created streams of income that I hadn't imagined. Mastering the game of time means understanding that the clock is your most powerful ally. When used intentionally, it multiplies your efforts, accelerates learning, and creates opportunities that those who waste it will never see. Your salary is important, yes, but your control over time is priceless. Start taking your evenings, weekends, and free hours seriously. Convert idle moments into creation hours. Learn, plan, build, and invest your time as diligently as you invest your money. Time compounded with intention is what separates the 9-to-5 employee from the self-made millionaire. Every hour you own is a chance to rewrite your future. Wealth is not measured by what you spend, but by what you own that works for you. Too many people believe that buying the newest gadget, the latest car, or the biggest television is a sign of success. Yet, each of these purchases often becomes a liability, silently draining your resources month after month. I've seen countless hardworking individuals trapped in a cycle where their income disappears into payments, interest, and maintenance, leaving them no closer to freedom than they were yesterday. The truth is simple. The wealthy buy assets, the poor buy liabilities, often disguised as status symbols. The philosophy is straightforward. Every dollar you spend should be evaluated by one question: will this pay me or cost me? If the answer is cost, delay or avoid it. If it has the potential to generate income, build equity, or increase in value, consider it seriously. Early in my career, I learned this lesson the hard way. I bought a brand new car thinking it signified progress, only to realize that it depreciated faster than I could save for investments. That mistake taught me the importance of distinguishing between things that take money from my pocket and things that put money in it. The strategy is about consciously directing your resources into income-generating opportunities. Start by identifying assets, stocks that pay dividends, rental properties that generate monthly income, businesses or side ventures that produce profits. Each asset becomes a soldier working for your financial freedom while you sleep. Avoid liabilities masquerading as luxuries. Every loan for a car, a gadget, or a vacation may feel enjoyable today, but it erodes your wealth tomorrow. The wealthy understand that instant gratification is a costly trap, while delayed gratification is a gateway to freedom. Practical steps make this actionable. Track your net worth monthly. It is your real scorecard, not the size of your paycheck. Know what you own, what you owe, and how each asset is performing. Every month, ask yourself, did I purchase something that works for me, or did I feed something that works against me? Reinvest returns from assets to multiply their effect. Avoid debt for depreciating items, even if everyone else seems to have them. Focus on growth and accumulation, not appearances. Over time, small decisions compound. A single stock investment, a tiny side business, or careful savings may seem minor today, but they build into a fortress of financial security. Wealth is quietly constructed through disciplined choices, not flashy displays. Build assets relentlessly, avoid liabilities carefully, and watch as your financial independence becomes inevitable. The question to ask with every dollar is clear. Is this a worker or a drain? Choose wisely, and your money will serve you, not enslave you. Too many people confuse a paycheck with wealth. A paycheck is temporary. It stops when you stop working. True financial freedom doesn't come from labor alone. It comes from cash flow, from money that works for you even when you sleep. Think about it. If your income depended solely on punching a clock, a single illness, a downturn, or even an unexpected layoff could unravel your financial life. I've seen it happen countless times. Those who survive and thrive understand the power of creating money streams that aren't tied to their immediate effort. The philosophy is simple but profound. A paycheck feeds you today, but cash flow feeds you forever. Cash flow is the difference between working for money and having money work for you. Every millionaire I've studied, every person who has reached the level of real financial independence, treats income as a tool, not a trophy. They don't just earn, they channel earnings into systems and assets that generate recurring returns. Rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, intellectual property, royalties, and business profits. These are the engines that keep wealth moving forward. The strategy is clear. Stop relying solely on your 9-to-5. Use your paycheck to build and multiply streams of cash flow. Start small, but think big. Even a modest rental property or a tiny stock investment, if consistently nurtured and reinvested, can become a self-sustaining engine of income. The key is discipline and patience. The cash may not arrive immediately, but over time, compounding turns small streams into rivers. The wealthy understand that each dollar invested in creating recurring income multiplies in power. Practical steps make this tangible. Begin by creating at least one additional income stream outside your job, rental property, dividend stocks, or a small side business. Reinvest the early profits into either improving the asset or building another stream. Don't inflate your lifestyle just because your paycheck increases. Instead, focus on building at least 3 consistent sources of cash flow before enjoying extra comforts. Track each stream meticulously and measure performance monthly. Each new source adds stability, freedom, and resilience against uncertainty. Over time, your cash flow begins to surpass your daily work. Your financial freedom grows not by labor but by design. Your assets feed you continuously, allowing you to live by choice, not obligation. A paycheck can disappear overnight. Cash flow is eternal. Build it with discipline, nurture it with patience, and let your money serve you for a lifetime. Most people drift through life expecting wealth to appear like magic, a lottery ticket, a windfall, a lucky break. But true financial success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. The first step to becoming a millionaire on a 9-to-5 salary is to create a vision so compelling, so vivid, that it pulls you forward even when motivation fades. A wealth vision larger than your paycheck transforms your mindset. It moves you from being a passive participant in life to an active architect of your financial future. I've seen countless people increase their income tenfold once they learn to think bigger than their current circumstances. The philosophy is simple. You cannot achieve what you cannot see clearly. A paycheck is finite, predictable, and limited by time. A vision, however, is infinite. It stretches your thinking, your ambition, and your actions. The people who achieve extraordinary wealth don't just earn more, they imagine more. They define exactly what they want, not vaguely, but with precision, and then let that vision guide every decision, every sacrifice, every investment. When you visualize your financial future in detail, it starts to dominate your daily choices. You naturally say no to things that don't align with it, and yes to opportunities that accelerate it. The strategy is straightforward but requires commitment. Craft a clear, detailed financial vision for 5, 10, even 20 years ahead. Don't just write a number in your mind. Write it on paper. Define what it looks like, how it feels, and what lifestyle it supports. Once you have your long-term vision, work backward. Break it into actionable steps that you can take monthly, weekly, and even daily. Align your current paycheck, your investments, and your learning with that vision. Each decision becomes a building block, each action a brick in the structure of your future. Practical steps make this actionable. Start by writing down your 5-year and 10-year wealth goals. Be specific. Numbers, timelines, and lifestyle details matter. Then break these into monthly and weekly targets. Identify which actions today directly contribute to those goals. Finally, visualize your future every single day. See yourself living the life you want. Feel the freedom. Imagine the impact. Visualization isn't fantasy. It's programming your mind to recognize opportunities, stay disciplined, and act with clarity. Your paycheck may be small today, but a clear wealth vision is limitless. Let it guide your actions, shape your mindset, and expand your possibilities. Start now and watch your financial reality catch up to your vision. We often search for shortcuts to wealth, expecting a single decision, a lucky break, or a sudden opportunity to transform our lives. But the truth is far simpler, yet far more powerful. Wealth is built not in bursts, but in steady, disciplined, and consistent action over time. The philosophy is clear. Consistency beats intensity. Anyone can work hard for a day, a week, or even a month. But the people who accumulate significant wealth are those who show up day after day, year after year, without fail. The small, seemingly mundane actions we take consistently compound into monumental results. Think of it this way. A single seed planted in fertile soil may not yield a forest overnight. But if that seed is nurtured daily, watered regularly, and protected from harm, eventually it grows into a towering tree whose roots and branches provide fruit, shelter, and abundance for decades. Your financial life works the same way. Small, consistent habits, saving a portion of your paycheck, investing regularly, learning about money, controlling your spending, these are the seeds of wealth. The wealthy understand this principle intuitively. They don't rely on sudden windfalls. They rely on a disciplined system that turns routine into results. The strategy is to treat consistency as a sacred tool in your financial arsenal. Decide that every paycheck, every month, a fixed portion will go toward your future. Automate it if you must, so that even on days when motivation falters, your actions continue uninterrupted. Treat reviewing your progress like an unmissable appointment, quarterly, monthly, or weekly, so that small errors are corrected before they become large leaks in your plan. Build routines that embed wealth-building actions into your day. Morning reading, weekly budgeting, and monthly investment reviews are small but potent habits. Practical steps make this philosophy actionable. First, save and invest on the same date each month without exception. This trains your mind and your finances to respect discipline over whim. Second, review your progress quarterly. Look at how your investments are growing, how your savings are compounding, and how your spending aligns with your goals. Finally, embed daily wealth-building routines into your life. A 5-minute reflection, a short lesson in investing, or tracking your expenses, whatever actions directly move the needle toward financial independence. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. While others chase distractions or short-term thrills, you walk steadily toward your goals. Every repeated action strengthens your foundation. Every disciplined choice compounds your results. And every day you honor your routine, you edge closer to the financial freedom you desire. Start today and let consistency be your wealth strategy. Every challenge you face is not just an obstacle, it's an opportunity in disguise. The truth is, the world doesn't reward problems avoided, it rewards problems solved. Every problem carries value, and if you can solve it, you can capture that value. The bigger or more complex the problem, the larger the reward. This principle separates those who merely earn a living from those who build real wealth. People often shy away from problems because they seem inconvenient, uncomfortable, or risky. Yet the intelligent investor and the wealthy mindset see problems as the raw material of opportunity, the very things that can turn into paychecks. The philosophy is simple. Stop fearing problems and start seeing them as potential assets. Every complaint, every inefficiency, every frustration you encounter is a market signal telling you where value is needed. Wealth isn't created by avoiding difficulties. It's created by addressing them better than anyone else. The world is full of people who notice problems, but very few take the initiative to solve them. Those who do become indispensable, and indispensable people are compensated generously. The strategy is to adopt a mindset that constantly looks for solutions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can I fix this? How can I create value here?" When you train your mind to see problems as opportunities, you begin to act differently. You start thinking creatively, strategically, and systematically. You stop wasting time on excuses and start channeling energy into solutions that generate results. Solve problems that others ignore, and you'll find that money follows effort applied wisely. Practical steps make this philosophy actionable. First, identify one challenge that people face in your workplace, industry, or community. It could be something small, like streamlining a process, or something big, like creating a product that solves a persistent pain point. Second, develop a tangible solution, a product, service, or idea that addresses this challenge effectively. Don't wait for perfection. Test small, learn fast, and iterate. Finally, scale your solution carefully, ensuring that it maintains quality and delivers real value. The goal is to transform your problem solving into a repeatable system that generates consistent income. By turning problems into paychecks, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of opportunity. Each problem you solve not only earns you money, but also builds credibility, skills, and momentum. Remember, the world pays handsomely for solutions, not complaints. Focus on creating value and watch your income grow exponentially. Discipline is the silent architect of wealth, yet most people mistake it for denial. True discipline isn't about saying no to everything you enjoy. It's about saying yes to the right things at the right time. The wealthy understand this deeply. They don't deny themselves for the sake of austerity. They delay gratification so that every decision today builds a foundation for tomorrow's freedom. Delaying pleasure isn't suffering, it's strategic patience. The world rewards those who can wait intelligently, who see beyond fleeting desires, and invest in what compounds over time. The philosophy is clear. Freedom is purchased with patience. Every impulse resisted, every luxury postponed, and every dollar redirected into growth today multiplies tomorrow. When you understand that your time and money are limited, you begin to treat both as precious resources. Instant gratification is seductive, but it rarely leads to independence. Compounding is relentless, but it requires a steady hand and a patient mind. The wealthy leverage this truth. They delay pleasures they can afford today to secure a future where pleasure, choice, and peace are unlimited. The strategy revolves around turning delay into a deliberate tool. Instead of reacting to every impulse, plan your financial and life decisions with foresight. Postponing minor satisfactions allows major rewards to accumulate. When you see the payoff of patience, small sacrifices no longer feel like loss, they feel like investment. This isn't about deprivation, it's about direction. Every delayed choice directs your resources toward freedom and opportunity rather than fleeting pleasure. Practical steps make this principle tangible. Start with a simple rule. Wait 30 days before any major purchase. This creates a natural buffer between impulse and decision, allowing clarity to replace emotion. Second, replace impulsive spending with strategic investment planning. Each dollar that could be wasted becomes a soldier working for your financial future. Third, fuel your patience with visualization. See daily the long-term goals you're building for: the home, the freedom, the financial independence. Let that vision create excitement that outweighs temporary temptation. When you practice delaying rather than denying, you train your mind to value what lasts over what fades. Wealth is never about what you have today. It's about what you allow to grow over time. Patience compounds, decisions accumulate, and freedom becomes inevitable. Every postponed indulgence is a step closer to a life where choice replaces compromise. Choose delay wisely, and you'll discover that true wealth isn't earned overnight. It's grown steadily, intentionally, and unshakably. When most people receive a raise, their instinct is to spend it. A new car, a bigger house, or finer dining experiences. That's the path to being paycheck rich and time poor. The wealthy, however, take a different approach. Every increase in income becomes a tool to build further income. The philosophy is simple yet profound. Don't let lifestyle creep dictate your financial growth. The middle class multiplies expenses as income grows, while the wealthy multiply income before indulgence. Your raise, bonus, or extra paycheck should never be treated as extra spending money. It is seed capital for your financial empire. The strategy is to think of money not as a reward to enjoy immediately, but as fuel to expand your earning potential. Each dollar you allocate to building income streams compounds over time, creating security and freedom. Before you indulge in a higher standard of living, ensure that your assets are working for you, generating passive cash flow that outpaces your lifestyle. The wealthy know that this creates a virtuous cycle. Income grows, assets multiply, and lifestyle becomes sustainable without the stress of relying solely on a single paycheck. The practical steps to execute this mindset are straightforward but require discipline. First, identify a skill, talent, or resource you can leverage to create a side business or secondary income stream. This could be freelance consulting, online sales, or rental properties. Anything that generates revenue beyond your 9 to 5. Second, take dividends or profits from your initial income streams and reinvest them into building additional sources of cash flow. Don't touch these funds for personal spending. Let them compound. The goal is to have multiple streams producing simultaneously before you allow your lifestyle to expand. Third, resist the temptation to upgrade your living standard until your total income comfortably exceeds your expenses by at least 3 times. This buffer ensures security and flexibility while maintaining the discipline to prioritize asset growth over consumption. I've seen countless hard-working people struggle simply because they increased their expenses as quickly as their income rose. Meanwhile, those who focus first on multiplying income enjoy stability, freedom, and exponential growth. Remember, wealth is built on assets that produce more assets, not on possessions that produce bills. Your next raise is not a gift to be spent, but a strategic opportunity to plant seeds that will grow into future streams of abundance. Build wisely, expand intentionally, and your financial foundation will become unshakable. When most people think about wealth, they focus on the here and now, the salary, the bonus, the immediate comforts. But the intelligent investor understands that true wealth isn't merely about living well today, it's about creating a legacy that endures for generations. Wealth without foresight is fleeting. You may enjoy the fruits of your labor, but without systems, education, and structure, it can vanish in a single misstep. The philosophy is clear. Build today with tomorrow in mind. Think not just of what your money can do for you, but what it can accomplish long after you're gone. The strategy begins with designing systems that outlast your direct involvement. Investments, businesses, and financial habits should be structured to continue generating income and value automatically. This is not just about amassing money. It's about creating an ecosystem where knowledge, habits, and resources are passed forward intentionally. A legacy-minded investor focuses on processes as much as profit. Documenting your systems ensures that someone else can manage and grow them in the future. Teaching the next generation the principles that guided your success ensures they understand not just the mechanics of wealth, but the mindset required to sustain it. Without education and guidance, inheritance can easily erode instead of amplify your efforts. The practical steps to achieve this mindset are actionable and deliberate. Start by documenting every financial system, investment, and workflow you rely on. This creates a roadmap for those who will follow. Next, establish structures such as trusts, long-term giving plans, or family foundations to preserve and protect assets. These tools not only safeguard wealth, but allow it to grow and be distributed with purpose. Most importantly, teach. Share the principles of stewardship, delayed gratification, and disciplined investing with your children, relatives, or mentees. Instill in them the idea that wealth is a responsibility, not merely a reward. Encourage them to see money as a tool to create value, support freedom, and empower others. I've seen countless families where fortunes were made but quickly dissipated simply because there was no intentional design or education behind it. Conversely, those who commit to legacy thinking find that wealth multiplies both financially and socially, impacting lives far beyond their own. The journey to wealth isn't just for the self. It's for the people, the generations, and the values you leave behind. Start building with purpose today, and your legacy will write itself tomorrow. When it comes to wealth, there's a profound truth that often goes unnoticed. Your environment shapes your results. If everyone around you spends faster than they earn, fears taking financial responsibility, or avoids learning about money, you will unconsciously adopt the same habits. It's not that these people are bad. It's that the average mind mirrors the average habits around it. Wealth is not simply about what you know or how hard you work. It's equally about who you allow to influence your thinking. If you want to climb higher, you need to surround yourself with financially mature minds, people who think in terms of opportunity, growth, and long-term value rather than instant gratification. The philosophy is simple but powerful. The company you keep either raises your ceiling or limits it. People who are financially disciplined, entrepreneurial, or investment-minded think differently. They see setbacks as lessons and opportunities as doors to growth. Conversations with them are not about comparing possessions or complaining about expenses. They revolve around ideas, strategies, and principles that produce results. The wealthy understand that you cannot outgrow the average thinking of your peers. If you aspire to join the ranks of financial independence and abundance, your circle must reflect that aspiration. The strategy to adopt this principle begins with consciously evaluating your current relationships. Take an inventory of the people you spend the most time with. Are they building, learning, and growing? Or are they consumed with consumption, complaints, and distractions? Once you have clarity, begin to expand your circle intentionally. Join communities where financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and wealth building are valued. These could be local investment clubs, online mastermind groups, or professional networks where the focus is on growth rather than comfort. Attend seminars, workshops, and webinars that challenge your thinking and expose you to new ideas. Every interaction with a financially mature mind compounds into knowledge, perspective, and opportunities that you would not encounter alone. Practical steps are equally crucial. First, identify communities, both online and offline, that focus on investing, entrepreneurship, and personal growth. Make attending these groups a priority. The conversations you have here will teach you the mindset, discipline, and strategies that lead to wealth. Second, reduce your exposure to energy-draining or financially immature influences. This isn't about being judgmental, it's about self-preservation. If your closest companions constantly indulge in debt, frivolous spending, or passive living, their habits will slowly infect your decisions. Third, seek mentors who have walked the path before you. These are individuals who understand the principles of money, time, and leverage. Approach them with humility and a willingness to learn, offering value in return whenever possible. Their guidance, accountability, and examples can accelerate your journey far beyond what you could achieve alone. I've personally seen this principle transform lives countless times. I've met individuals who had the same paycheck, the same opportunities, and the same knowledge, yet their outcomes differed dramatically simply because of their circle. One surrounded himself with dreamers who complained. Another sought mentors and peers who pushed him to act. 10 years later, the latter had multiple income streams, investments, and a clear financial path, while the former remained stagnant. Environment isn't everything, but it is a force multiplier. Remember, wealth isn't built in isolation. It grows in ecosystems of knowledge, discipline, and inspiration. By associating with financially mature minds, you adopt their habits, learn from their successes and mistakes, and develop the confidence to take calculated risks. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles and solutions where others see problems. Surrounding yourself with the right people isn't a luxury, it's a necessity if you want to think, act, and build like the wealthy. So today, take stock of your environment, seek out those who lift, inspire, and challenge you. Reduce time with those who drain energy or normalize mediocrity. Find mentors who have mastered the game and are willing to guide you. Your mind is fertile soil, planted in an environment where growth is inevitable. And watch how your financial life transforms. The people you associate with will ultimately define the financial person you become. As we come to the close of this conversation, I want you to understand a profound truth. Your journey to wealth begins not with your paycheck, not with luck, and not with chance. It begins with your mind and the people you allow to shape it. If you continue to surround yourself with the same voices, the same habits, and the same limited thinking, your results will mirror that environment. But if you deliberately choose to place yourself among those who challenge, inspire, and elevate you, your possibilities expand exponentially. Wealth is not just the accumulation of money, it is the compounding of knowledge, discipline, and relationships. Action is the bridge between insight and results. I want you to take 3 steps today. First, audit your environment. Identify the people, communities, and influences that shape your daily thinking. Are they lifting you toward your potential or holding you back? Second, commit to joining or creating a circle of financially mature, growth-focused individuals. Attend that seminar, join that mastermind, or reach out to that mentor who has already walked the path you aspire to travel. Third, implement what you learn consistently. Knowledge without action is wasted. Habits built without intention are fleeting. Remember, wealth is a reflection of your decisions, your discipline, and your circle. Your financial future is not left to chance. It is created by the daily choices you make, the people you follow, and the principles you live by. Take responsibility for your mind, your environment, and your actions. Begin today. Surround yourself with those who elevate you, adopt their strategies, and walk consistently towards your vision. The life you dream of, the financial freedom you desire, and the legacy you wish to leave are waiting, but only for the person willing to grow, act, and think like the wealthy. The time to start is now. Don't wait. Your future self will thank you.